I have always had this thing about checking the back seat. That old urban legend has always been one of my favorites, but as with all horror you enjoy, it left an indelible imprint on me, and I may never fail to check the backseat killer when I got in my car. The first time it happened, I got the shock of my life. I was heading out and about to jump in my car when checking the back seat, as I always do. I was shocked to see what looked like someone curled under the dog blanket I had there to protect my upholstery. Admittedly, it was dark, but I could clearly see a pair of feet sticking out from under the blanket. I ran back into the house in a panic. "There's someone on the back seat," I gasped. Andy, my husband, glanced up from his computer screen. "Are you sure?" "Yes, I swear. I could see their feet sticking out under the dog blanket." He was a big man and not easily scared of anything, so with a sigh, he put down his laptop, grabbed a flashlight from the kitchen, and followed me out of the house. When he shone the light through the back of the car, I instantly realized my mistake. The dog's blanket was there, and peeping out from under it was the pair of old sneakers I used to change into sometimes when I walked him. "I'm sorry," I mumbled apologetically. "It just really looked like—" "Don't worry about it," he interrupted me. "Better safe than sorry." And he turned and headed back into the house. You know, you really need to stop watching horror films. A few days later, as I was leaving work, something very similar happened. As usual, I unlocked the car, I checked the back seat. There was my dog blanket, and I swear, it looked for all the world like there was someone hiding under it. This time, I couldn't see any shoes, but I could see a shock of blonde hair sticking out from under it. I backed away and almost tripped over my boss. "Steady there," he began, and then seeing my look on my face. "Are you okay?" "I think there's someone on the back seat of my car," I hissed. Unlike Andy, he wasn't ready to tackle this himself. He took me silently by the arm, and we headed back into the building. We quickly found a member of building security and explained what was happening. "I haven't seen any suspicious activity on the monitors," he shrugged. "But no worry, let's go check it out." And back out we went. After a cursory glance into the back of my car, he began to laugh. Swinging open the back door, he grabbed something from the back seat and dumped it into my hands. It was a doll. The day before, I had gone to the mall with my friends and her young daughter. She'd been cuddling in the back seat and had obviously left it there. A few weeks later, I was driving my daughter, Becky, home from a school game. She was still in her cheerleader costume and chattering excitedly to her boyfriend on the phone. I pulled up to the local store to grab some milk. Without so much as a break in her conversation, she gestured me to go on ahead and she'd wait in the car. I was just standing, waiting to pay, when I heard raised voices coming from the parking lot outside. I peered out into the dark and could see two figures tussling. I dropped my basket on the floor. My daughter was out there and I didn't like where this seemed to be headed. Before I even made it to the door, I heard two shots. One of the men crumpled to the ground, the other instantly took off running. It's funny that in those moments of sheer panic, the world really does seem to slow down. I ran outside and it felt like I was wading through treacle. For a moment, I felt relief. Becky wasn't in the passenger seat. Then, with growing horror, I looked in the back. Without comprehending what I was seeing, I noticed the small round hole, no bigger than my pinky finger in the cracked window. My eyes took in the sneakers at the end of the seat, and the shock of blonde hair at the other. Only this time, The blonde hair was streaked and sticky with blood.